What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kevin, if you guys didn't know, and I love talking about personal finance. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 different ways that will help you guys best be prepared to handle the next recession and come out on top financially. We've been seeing numerous signs of an impending recession over the past couple of months, from rising interest rates to combat rampant inflation, increasing levels of unemployment, massive company layoffs, as well as lower company earning reports, as well as much more. At this point, it's not a matter of if we'll head into a recession, but more so a matter of when we'll head into the next recession. In this video, I'm going to be going over the 7 things that you must do in order to be best prepared to handle this next recession and come out on top financially. So the first thing that you must do on this list is to decrease your spending and cut out unnecessary expenses. Decrease unnecessary spending in the next couple of months. I want you guys to review your budgets if you already have one and find areas where you can afford to cut down on the spending so that you have more money available to you to invest in other areas. So if you guys are struggling to find areas to cut unnecessary spending and to cut expenses, I advise you guys to go over your monthly subscriptions. So month to month, these subscriptions that you have may not seem like much because you're paying like what, $9, $10 a month. But if you look at it on a yearly outlook, these costs begin to add up and you guys actually spend a significant amount of your yearly earnings on subscriptions. So subscriptions is a good place to start when you're looking for places to cut spending. You may not be watching Netflix anymore, so you guys may be able to cut costs on that, or there may be any other recurring purchases monthly that you don't really need that you're able to cut out of your monthly expenses. That way you guys have more money left over every month to invest in other areas, such as into your stock portfolio, crypto, whatever it is. The second thing on this list that I want you guys to be doing is to create an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. So I want you guys to think of your emergency fund as your life raft. When things turn south and maybe let's say you get unemployed, this life raft will help keep you afloat for a couple months until you're able to get to safety again. I advise you guys to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months in order to be able to weather any storm that comes your way. In uncertain times that we're currently in, with companies doing massive layoffs and unemployment levels rising, this emergency fund will help keep you afloat in the worst case scenario you lose your job. So your emergency fund should be easily accessible for you in the case an emergency does come about, so that it is easy for you to access and deal with that emergency. A big misconception is that people tend to put their emergency fund into things like stocks, think of their emergency fund as their house, their property, or their credit cards, which is a big no-no. I advise you guys to have your emergency fund in a high interest savings account so that inflation isn't eating away at the entirety of the value of that emergency fund you have saved up, so that in the case an emergency does come about, you guys are able to easily access this money in this savings account to be able to deal with that emergency without having to go under. Number 3 on this list is to update your skills and your resume, as well as look for new job opportunities while you can. So there's a saying that goes, the best time to find a job is when you have one, and this saying couldn't be further from the truth. If you're currently working in a sector that's seeing massive layoffs, then it is important that you guys are continuously updating your CV and your resume with new skills and values that you provide, so that your employer sees you as more valuable, hence makes it less likely that they lay you off. Moreover, take advantage of those already pre-existing networks and connections you have in that current job to give you the opportunity to get other jobs that may be paying higher for the same amount of work you're putting in at your old job. So take advantage of those already existing networks. You already have connections with the people you work with, so it's much easier to get references and the like. The 4th thing on this list is to avoid borrowing money. In the current state of the economy, with interest rates rising, what this generally means is that it's getting more expensive to borrow money, and you'll see higher interest on the money you do tend to borrow, making it harder for you to pay back and putting you in a deeper hole of consumer debt. Instead of borrowing money from lenders, you should instead shift your focus to paying off all your consumer debt. By paying off all your consumer debt, you can see this as a positive investment with a positive ROI, because by paying off all this debt, you are generally saving yourself from having to pay the increasing interest rates on the money you did owe. Moreover, by paying off all your consumer debt, this will put you in a much better position to invest and actually grow your wealth and your net worth. I made the mistake of trying to invest while I was neck deep in debt, and this didn't turn out well for me, because anytime I was short of cash and I'm looking for some money to pay off the debt debt that I got myself into, I would usually turn my head to my stock portfolio, my investments, to sell those off in order to be able to pay off the debt that I acquired. And as you can see, this is a vicious cycle to be in, and this is why I recommend you guys to consider paying off all your consumer debt first before looking to invest in the market. That way you are not putting yourself in a position where you could be tempted to sell your investments in order to pay off debt. Number 5 on this list is to build a cash reserve. Building a cash reserve outside of your emergency fund is advantageous to you because it allows you to be actively ready with money in order to take advantages of the opportunities that do come about when the recession is among us. For example, during a recession, stocks, real estate, other investments, crypto, whatever it is, tend to go on discount. So by being money ready, you're able to actively and quickly take advantage of these opportunities, putting you in a much better position. Think of the recession as bargain shopping. When a recession occurs, everything usually goes on discounts like real estate, stocks, whatever it is. So it's usually the best time to buy all these investments while they're cheap because you get more bang for your buck. So that when the economy does recover, and it always does, that you'll make more out of the money you spent investing while everything was down. The best way to invest during a recession is by dollar cost averaging, which is essentially investing a set amount of money consistently over time. For example, like $100 every month or $20 every week. And this allows you to take advantage of different price points that stocks, real estate, whatever investments may be at. And over time, when you average these prices that you bought in at, your price per share is usually cheaper than if you're to buy in lump sum. Dollar cost averaging also helps with psychology because for some reason people tend to think that they can time the market and buy in at the right time. In the market, there's never really a right time. By dollar cost averaging, you're taking advantage of this fact and you're investing at different price points. I want you guys to remember that time in the markets beats trying to time the markets. The 6th thing on this list is to diversify your investments and don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm sure you guys have heard time and time again that you shouldn't put all your eggs into one basket. In terms of finances and investing, that saying holds true. In terms of economic downturn, if you were to put all your eggs into one basket, let's say you're to put all your money into investing in stocks, and let's say that one aspect of the economy, stocks, was to perform poorly, then your whole investment portfolio performs poorly. Whereas if you were to diversify your investments into different sectors of the economy, like real estate, stocks, cryptocurrency, luxury watches, whatever it is, and that one sector, stocks, was to perform poorly, but the others were performing well, then that'll help keep you afloat and mitigate the losses that you experience in that one aspect of your financial portfolio. So by diversifying, it helps make you more resilient to economic downturn and helps keep you afloat. By diversifying your portfolio amongst many different investments, that makes it unlikely for your whole portfolio to perform poorly at the same time. The last thing on this list, number 7, is to not panic sell in times of economic uncertainty. Oftentimes, when people see their investments go deeper and deeper into the red, they have the tendency to cut their losses short and to sell all their investments. This is actually the worst thing to do because by doing so, you actually actualize the losses you have occurred in your financial portfolio, and you remove any possibility or chance of you recouping on those losses when the economy, and it always does, recover. Instead of panic selling when we're in times of economic uncertainty and you see your financial portfolio go deeper and deeper into the red, this is actually the best time to increase the amount of money you dollar cost average into buying in investments. This is because everything is on discount, everything is cheap and inexpensive, so you're getting more bang for your buck. Moreover, the benefit to this is that when the economy does recover, and it always does, you'll recoup not only on the losses you endured during these rough times, but you'll have more on top of that because you were buying more investments at cheaper prices while everyone else was busy selling. Even though talks about a recession is extremely frightening and worrisome for you in your future, I want you guys to see this as an opportunity to prepare for, so that when it does come about, you guys are better able to handle it and survive. And after all is said and done with, you guys come out on top financially. In summary, you guys should be cutting back on spending and decrease unnecessary spending over the next couple of months. You guys should be looking to create an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months to keep you afloat in tough times. You guys should be avoiding borrowing money from lenders, and instead focus on paying off all your consumer debt. You guys should be looking to build a cash reserve fund so that when opportunities do arise in the market, you're quickly able to take advantage of these opportunities. You guys should be looking to invest in dollar cost average long term into the markets. Diversify your investments. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. And lastly, 7, you guys should avoid panic selling in times of economic turmoil and instead see this opportunity so that you guys can buy more shares, more investments at cheaper prices, so that when the economy does recover, you guys recoup on all your losses and more on top. So with that being said and done with, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment on what I can work on, more topics I can cover, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. So with that being said, I thank you guys for your time, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.